So I have had requests to show you guys, and don't forget my inky fingers, but I did have requests for me to show you guys how I do my altered Reader's Digest books. And so this will be a series of videos because the way I do it, it takes a little bit of time, but it's just what works. So like this one is ready for me to start decorating. This one here, I've got the pages torn out, but I haven't really done anything else to it yet. And then this one is not even started yet. And so it is just a beautiful Reader's Digest. And what I do, I leave the first few pages like those, and I'll leave these because I like those images. Then I'll go right here and I just hold this one up, and then I tear out 8 pages. Let me get my paper clips out and ready because I need those. So I'll tear out 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this will be the front of that page. This will be the back. And so I'll go ahead and look at it and kind of see what I want this to be. So I want this to be a slant pocket page. So the pages that I tore out, those torn page edges are going to be right in here. So these 2 pages, I am just going to paper clip together for right now. Okay. Now I'm going to get this. This is going to be the front of the next set. Now I'm going to tear out 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I think I'm going to want this one to be like a triple fold page. And I'll show you one. I want it to be like this one right here. So it's a pocket there, and a pocket there. So now I'm going to, this is the first pocket. So then this will be the next pocket. And so I'm going to fold it just a little above that. Okay, and so you see I've got where I tore the pages out there. So I'm going to hold those and I'm going to tear out 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, and so this one, I want to fold it just a little bit there. So see how it is now? All right. So now I'm going to tear out 8 more pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'm going to take this, because this will be the back of that page, and I'm going to do it like that, and then paper clip all of those together. Okay. Now, this will be the front of the next set, and we're going to tear out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I think I want this one to be like this here. It's like a half fold pocket. So I'm going to take, get out from underneath there. Oh my goodness, all of my pages are getting, the paper clips are, okay. So this is the front, this is the back, And so I'm going to fold it down because they'll fold like this right here. And then that is a page. And then I'm going to start on, this is the front of the next set, and let's do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm just going to, I might want to use that as an image. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this as a folding pocket page, because I may end up not covering that because I like the image. All right, then I just paper clip it together. Then this is the front of the next set, and we do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's see, what kind of pocket do we want? And so it does good to just kind of look back and see what all you can do. And I'm thinking, let's just do like a half pocket on this page, like this right here. And then now we have, this is the front of the next set, so we're going to hold on to that, and then we're going to tear 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I think I want a half fold on that page. All right, let's go to the next set. So this is the front. Now let's tear out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like that image. I'm going to pull out 9 because I'm going to use that that image in something. So this one, it's not going to be that half page, but it's going to be similar. So I'm just going to do it about like that. And then I'm going to paper clip that. All right, this is the beginning of the next set, so hold on to that. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I think we're going to do another one like this. Now we've got our next set, so let's do 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And let's do this one this way. All right, let's go on to the next one. So get our first one, and now we're doing 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's do another one of those triple pockets. So this one's going to go this way. So this one needs to be the tallest pocket. Okay, so now let's do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want that one too. So it really, I mean, you don't have to pull out the exact number every time. I just do 8 normally, unless it's something like that. So now we need to do 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now this one we'll fold in half. Okay, and so there's our next triple pocket. All right, so hold on to that. Let's do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I want to do this one as a, let's do it as a top tuck. So I'm just going to punch a hole right there so I'll remember. All right, our front of the next set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And let's just do not a triple pocket, but we will do a double pocket. So there's that one, and then we'll need to get the other. So now 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then this one I'll fold in half. All right, and then I'm just going to paper clip these together. And now we have our front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's do this a double pocket going the opposite direction. So there's that one. Now we need to pull out 8 more. So no, I'm messing up. Look at that. I almost messed up. Which if you do mess up, it's not the end of the world. You can always fix it. So there's that. Our pages are hidden there. Now we're going to tear out 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this goes to that. All right, now we're on to the next set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think for this one, we are going to do a side load pocket. All right, now let's go to the next set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. I was going to speed some of this up, but you guys might have questions. I know I did on some of it, so that's why I'm just going to go ahead and go through it like this. So here's the next page, and tear out 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think I'm just going to do a half pocket. And there's the first of the next set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think, what do I want to do here? Let's just do a pocket like this. All right, on to the next set. We're almost done with this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm just going to do it like that. There's no rhyme or reason to how I do my pockets. It really isn't. So there's our first page to the next set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's do, I'm going to do kind of a half fold page, and we may even poke a little thumb pull in it. Okay, moving on to the next set. So there's our first one. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, we're getting close to being done with this part of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, now let's see how many pages we have left. Okay, we got enough. We can do at least one more set. So let's go. There's our front page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, how many pages does that leave us with? Okay, so let's do a pocket like this right here. All right, and I'm going to see, because I want to leave these few pages right here. So I'm only going to tear out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this last section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so then we will do this. Tell you what, let's tear out 6. And let's do this one like this right here. Okay. So see, that didn't take long. That was 20 minutes with me talking and everything. So it really doesn't take long to get that part of it done. Now just take your book pages and set them to the side, because these book pages are wonderful to use to make ephemera with, all sorts of stuff. I do go through mine and pick out the images and put them separately, because I will definitely use the images, but I will not do that right here right now. But here's some of the ones with images that I pulled from the other books. All right, so now the next thing you want to do is you want to go through here, and the only thing that we're going to glue right now are the ones that have the flaps that go down. That's all we're going to glue. You can do this with a glue stick because you're going to be putting other stuff on it, but you just want to get that those sections glued down. just like that. And then I'm going to put the paper clip back on it. And then we'll go on to the next section. And I just want to glue this down. And I may go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac so it'll be quicker for the video, for video purposes. So, and you could use a tape runner even on this, because we're going to be covering it with, you know, papers and stuff. So you just want to get that glued down like that. And then put your paper clip back on it. And then same thing here. Glue that. Let's glue this one. But we don't want to glue our pages together yet, because we want to be able to put our, you know, the page that we'll put back there, we'll need to do that before we glue the pocket, you know, closed on it. So just go through, and any of the pages that you folded like this, just go ahead and glue them down. And once you do one or two of them, you'll start to get a process to where it'll go a lot quicker for you. I know the first one I done like this took me forever. And I'm like, I'm not going to be making too many of these because it's taken me way too long. But then I kind of developed my own little system, and it really doesn't take that long now. And I try to do everything at the same time. So like this, I'm doing all of the gluing of the pages right now. And then the next thing that I will do will be to ink the pages. And so I'll go in and I'll ink all of the pages. And then I actually cut my papers. And I know that I want my pages to be 4.5 inches wide by 7 inches tall. So I'll go ahead and get a lot of mine cut at that size, so that it makes it a lot easier when I'm trying to decide what pages to put, what papers to put onto the pages. I can just kind of go through and pick out what I want to put on it. And I don't have to continually cut. Like for the ones that have the slant like this, I'll go ahead and mark them. But then I'll come back and I'll cut them all at one time. And for me, it just makes it easier when I'm not having to put the paper cutter down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up. You know, if I do it all at the, you know, the one process at one time, it's just a lot easier for me. And so that's why I kind of do it. So like this one, there's nothing folded on this set. So I'm not gluing anything on that. And then these are getting stuck together. So that's the other thing. Just pay attention when you're gluing the stuff, and, you know, make sure that your paper clips aren't messing you up and getting it stuck on something it shouldn't be. Because it will do that. But if something happens and it does mess up like that, you can always fix it. Always. Because I'm going to tell you, I promise you, I have at least one mistake in every single one of my journals. At least one. Like major mistake. And I just, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. So there ain't no sense being upset about it. So I always try to just go in and just fix it. You can put a pocket there, you know, where you wasn't intending on having a pocket, but because of the mistake, you need a pocket. So this one, there's nothing folded. I'm not doing anything. So I've done that a lot of times. I'll end up with a whole lot more pockets than what I really wanted because I'm trying to cover mistakes. You know, there may be stickers in places where I really wasn't intending on putting a sticker, but because of a mistake I made, I had to cover it up with a sticker. inking covers a lot. So just don't stress. That's the biggest thing I can tell you is don't stress. There's nothing that you're going to mess up in this. Absolutely nothing. If you make a mistake and you tear out 10 pages instead of 8, it's fine. Or if you see that you've torn out 5 pages instead of 8, it's okay. It really is not that big of a deal. Don't get yourself upset over it and think that you've messed the whole book up because you lost count on pages or something like that. You haven't. It will be perfectly fine. So this one, I only have these little pieces right here folded, but because they are folded, I'm going to go ahead and glue. And we're almost done with this part. And then I'll show you guys the next step. And the inking I will do off camera because that does take me a little bit. But what I may do, so that you guys can go ahead and be getting yours prepped if you want to, I may go ahead and show you how I do the papers, and then I can just ink all of that, the papers and the book, off camera, so that when we come back for the next one, it's, assembling and putting the pages on. So we'll probably do that. So this may be a little bit longer video than what I normally like to do, but I want to get it to a point where you guys can have yours to where you can keep right on working in it. And I think that's going to be the best way to do it. All right, last one to glue. All right, so now that I've got that, let me just put my paper clip back on it. And let me see what papers I am thinking about using for this one. Let me look. I've got, I don't think I want that one. I'm really thinking, let's look at these Tim Holtz backdrops. We may not use them, but let me at least look at them. I think these would look really good. It's just, am I willing to use them? I think I should. Oh, look how pretty that is. Okay. Do we want to use these? I do, but I don't. You know what? We're going to use them. That's why I buy them. Okay, so let's use them. So what I need to do, I need to pick out the pages that I'm going to use. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just mix all of these up so that I can go ahead and pick my pages real quick. And I do have some actual Tim Holtz paper still that I can use. I've been hoarding them. But I need them. All right. So let's just kind of go through and see some of the ones that I really like. I mean, I like them all. But I want to get some that I like, a particular side or something on. Of course, y'all know I'm getting this one out. Y'all knew that was going to happen. So what I'm thinking are pages like that for sure. They're just all so pretty. So it's mainly like, you can do it in a theme. Like you could do one for Christmas. You could do one for fall, one for spring, anything at all like that. This one, I think I'm just going to do a hodgepodge of different backgrounds or images. And so, and I'll use the scraps as well. That's what I use to do my pockets and stuff with. But you can see I'm picking just more like abstract designs, mainly to begin with. Because this other stuff I'll use more like for pockets or something. So if it's got like a, so like that. That. So this is what I do. I know I'm probably crazy the way I do things, but guys, it's how I have to think about things. I mean, as long as he's putting these out, Tim Holtz, I guess I can forgive him for not doing the 12 by 12s for now. I sure hope he doesn't stop doing these, because these are just beautiful. I love all of these. Oh, that's pretty. So I'm just kind of getting, I don't know, like scrapbook paper designs, you know. And then okay, so let's do this like this right here. All right, so what I want to do is, I know that for my purposes, what I've done, I need, for the full page, I need a 4.5 by 7. So the first thing I want to do is figure out what design do I want to be on this first one. And I think I want this one. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So let's go ahead and cut this at 7 inches. So we're going to cut that at 7. And let's cut it at 4.5. Okay, now don't throw those pieces away, because we'll use those for our pockets. Let me make sure I got, yep, because I want a little bit around the edge. So there's that. Now for this, I don't need as big of a piece. And so what do we want to go behind that? I think that would be pretty. And so I need it to go at least down to where it's folded. So 5. I think 5 is, I think I've done 4.5 by 5. So let's just go ahead and cut this at 5. And let's cut it at 4.5. Okay, because this will go down in here, and then this will be cut like this. So now I've got that. So this one, I need a piece that is 4.5 by 7. How long is this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. All right, so we need a 4.5 by 7. Let's see. I think let's just go with this one. I like it. How many inches are these things long? Because it's easier if I know how much to cut off rather than having to open it for the 7. So I need to cut 3 inches off to get this to be 7. All right, and let's cut it at 4.5. And there's that piece there. Now for this, see, for this right here, I've got these 2 pieces that can be part of that. So this one can go right there, and this one can go right there. Now we need a little piece for here, and let's see. I don't know which one I want. This is the hardest part for me, is picking out my papers. I think I want this. So let's cut this at 7 inches. So I'm cutting 3 inches off. And I know from having done so many of these, I need this piece here to be 2 1/4 inches. So let's go ahead and cut that. And that's the piece that will go there. And then I've got this piece and this piece. Let's just go ahead and cut this piece off of right here, and I can get by with 1.5 inches. Okay, so this will go there, and then this piece will go right here like this. So there are my pieces for that page. So now I just need to flip over. I have another full page, and that is the 4.5 by 7. And I think I want to do this one. So let's cut it at our 7 inches, and then cut it at 4.5 inches. Okay, so that's what's going to go right here. Now for this piece here, is this the 2 1/4? Yeah, so this one's already 2 1/4, so I'm just going to use that piece right there. Okay, so now we need these over here, and I think actually I want to use this. And let me show you, I'm changing my mind on the other side. So there's my 7 inches and my 4.5. So that'll go there. And then, I don't know if that's what I want there. So let me see. Let's see what else there is that we could put behind there. That would actually look good. So let's cut this. We said 5 inches is what we needed for the height. And then we need 4.5 for the width. And that would look good back there behind that, but I still need a 2 1/4 inch piece there. So what I will do, because this does take so long for me to make all the, but you see how I do it, I am going to continue getting my pages together. And I will probably go ahead and ink, and then I'll come back on this video and show you guys how that part looks, and then I'll stop. That'll be the end of this video. Then we'll start the next video once everything's inked. So I'll be back after I've got all my pages picked out. Okay. Okay guys, so I have picked out all of my papers for my book, and before I've done anything, I'll show you this, and then I'll end this video. Sorry, I had my retainer in, forgot about it. I'll end this video, and then off screen I'll ink everything, and then we'll come back and put it all together. But all of my pages that are like full pages are cut at 4.5 by 7. And so as you see, this is a slant pocket. So all I done was just lined it up, and on the back side I drew a mark. So that's where I will cut it. So, and I'll do all of my cutting at one time. It just makes it easier, and then I will do all of my inking. And so I'll put that to the side because that will be used as a corner pocket later on. So as you can see, these are just like 4.5 by 5. So these I don't need to do anything with. So these are just the little pieces that go there. Here's another one that I've got drawn on the back. So let's go ahead and cut it. And so there's that. So I'm just going to go through, let me see, I've got some that have the hole punches in. So I need to find those so I can show you how I do those. So see, I've got all my papers just right ready to go. Well, let me go ahead and do this one, because if I don't go ahead and do it and I go past it, I'll forget and not come back to it. Well, goodness gracious alive. It looks like I got several I need to do before I get the one that I need to punch a hole in. Let's see. Well, great goodness. Here's one. Okay, so this one is the one that's the top fold. And so this is the paper I picked out for the other side. So what I'm going to do is put the two pieces together. Do I have this at 4.5 inches? No, it's not quite 4.5 inches. We're going to have to redraw that because I didn't have that sized right. And this is fine because this is the back side of it. So let's get it again. So what I do is I line it up where I'm going to want it at on the page. And I want it right there. And then I just flip the page over and I draw my little circle. And then I just take both pieces together and I go right there, and I'm going to go just a little below the line. And then I punch it out. And so now it's ready to go on there. So I'm just going to go through and finish any of them that I see like that. Any that need to be cut or punched, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then I will ink everything, and then I will come back. Here's another one. I will come back once everything is inked, and then we will, on the next video, we will start assembling. These are not straight at all. Look at that awful cutting. And again, I'm just going a little below. I don't know, it's a little hard to see on this one. But once I get everything inked, because I'm going to ink the book as well, I'm going to ink all of the edges and down the spine. And I don't need a lot of ink, but I definitely do want ink on it. So in the next video, everything will already be done like that, and then we will start gluing our pages and getting our pages assembled. So if you're following along, go ahead and pick out your papers and get them cut to the size you need. Any of your things, and if you're going to ink, go ahead and get your pages inked as well. And next video, we'll start